The dark web was not built by criminals. It was designed inside a United States Navy research lab. And the problem? They were trying to solve changes everything you think you know about it. Most people use the internet every day without thinking about what is hidden beneath the surface. But the web is not just one big open space. It is actually made up of three main layers, and each one works a little differently. The first layer is the surface web. That is everything you can find through Google or Bing, like news sites, online stores, and public social media profiles. If you can search for it and get there with a regular browser, it is part of the surface web. Below that is the deep web. This is much bigger than the surface web. It includes anything that search engines cannot see, like your email inbox, your bank account, or a company's private database. You need a password, a special link, or permission to get in. Most of the internet's data lives here, safely tucked away from public view. Then there is the dark web. This is a small slice of the deep web that you can only reach with special tools like the Tor browser or I2P. Dark websites use hidden addresses that do not show up on regular browsers, and they rely on encryption to keep users and site owners anonymous. Despite popular belief, the dark web is not just a haven for crime. It is a technical layer with its own rules and reasons for existing. Understanding these three layers, surface, deep, and dark, helps cut through the myths and makes it clear that not everything out of sight is automatically suspicious or illegal. In the mid-1990s, a group of researchers at the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory, David Goldschlag, Paul Syverson, and Michael Reed, faced a tough problem. Even if a message was encrypted, someone watching internet traffic could still figure out who was talking to whom. To solve this, they designed a system that would hide not just the message, but also the connections between people. Their answer was onion routing, a method that wraps internet data in several layers of encryption, like the layers of an onion. Each layer gets peeled away by a different server, so no single point knows both the sender and the receiver. Goldschlag, Syverson, and Reed published their first major paper on this idea in 1996, and by 1997, the concept was getting attention in the academic world. The project didn't start as a tool for criminals or secret deals. It was meant to protect privacy from traffic analysis, especially for sensitive government work. Years later, two MIT graduates, Roger Dingledine and Nick Mathewson, took the original research and built what became the Tor network. In 2002, Tor was released to the public, and by 2006, it was run by a nonprofit. What began as a military privacy experiment became the backbone for global online anonymity, with a surprising cast of researchers and idealists behind it. Stories about the dark web usually start with crime, but that is only part of the picture. Some of the world's biggest newsrooms now use tools like SecureDrop, a hidden service that lets whistleblowers share sensitive files with journalists without revealing their identity. The Washington Post, The Guardian, and the New York Times all run SecureDrop sites on the dark web, giving sources a safe way to reach them. These platforms depend on the same privacy technology that powers the rest of the dark web. Of course, the headlines often focus on what goes wrong. The most famous case is Silk Road, a black market website where people bought and sold illegal drugs using Bitcoin. Launched in 2011, Silk Road operated for just over 2 years before the FBI shut it down in October 2013. Its founder, Ross Ulbricht, was arrested, and the site's millions in cryptocurrency were seized. But Silk Road was never alone. Many dark web marketplaces pop up and disappear, and scams are everywhere. Most onion sites do not last long. Many vanish within months, whether because of law enforcement, hackers, or simple neglect. The reality is messy. For every well-known marketplace, there are countless dead links, abandoned forums, and fake sites, waiting to trick the next visitor. Anonymity. On the dark web comes from how data travels, not just from who is using it. Imagine sending a message inside several locked boxes, each with its own key. As your message moves through the network, each server, or relay, unlocks just one box, never seeing the whole message or where it started. In the Tor network, this path uses 3 types of relays. The guard relay knows your IP address, but not your destination. The middle relay passes the message along without knowing who sent it or where it is going. The exit relay sees the final destination, but not the sender's identity. No single relay ever holds the full picture. Hidden services, like Secure Drop or other .onion sites, add another layer. Instead of connecting directly, both the user and the site meet at a rendezvous point inside the network. This way, neither side ever learns the other side's real IP address. To get to these places, people use tools like the Tor browser, which is designed for privacy, or Tails, an entire operating system that routes all traffic through Tor and leaves no trace on your computer. I2P is another option, focusing on peer-to-peer connections inside its own network. Each tool has its own strengths and trade-offs, but they all rely on the idea that splitting up information keeps everyone safer. Anonymity is not magic. It is careful design, built to protect privacy, not to promise invincibility. Despite all the hype, the dark web is actually tiny compared to the rest of the internet. Studies estimate that dark websites make up less than 0.1% of all online content. Most of these sites are hard to find, and many don't even work. Dead links are everywhere. Unlike Google or Bing, dark web search engines like Amia and Haystack struggle to keep up. Hidden addresses change often, and a lot of sites require passwords or CAPTCHAs, making them nearly impossible to index. The idea of a vast, organized underground is mostly a myth. In reality, most people exploring the dark web quickly run into empty pages or sites that have vanished. Cryptocurrency was supposed to make payments invisible, but Bitcoin's blockchain leaves a trail anyone can follow. Law enforcement has traced millions in stolen or laundered coins using tools from companies like Chainalysis. The same technology that helps activists stay safe can also be used to hunt criminals. Privacy, security, and accountability all collide here, leaving the future of the dark web caught between protection and exposure. The line between privacy and secrecy online is thinner than ever. How we use tools like the dark web shapes that balance right now. The real question is, who decides what stays hidden?